ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री राम जय जय राम। 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 जय जय राम। जय जय राम। ओम रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। ओम श्री रामचंद्राय नमः। अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातन्नमामि। रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातन्नमामि। ओम श्री हनुमते नमः। ओम ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनं। ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे। ओम श्री तुलसीदासाय नमः। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। हरि ओम। A very warm welcome. Yesterday, a very beautiful prasanga took place where Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji, for the sake of Yajna Rakshanam, attacked Maricha and killed Subahu. And after that, all of them were so happy. All the Rishi Ganaha, all of them were so very delighted. They were so happy that the yajna concluded very wonderfully. So they were all praising Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji. Bhagati hetu bahu katha purana. Yesterday we saw how Bhagavan quietly listened to all the Purana kathas. Jadyapi Prabhu jana. In spite of the fact that he knew, he listened to them carefully. the stories of great people always inspires us, and it removes that dukkha factor from our mind. The dukkha element gets removed, and they show us a way where we can relinquish all our doshas and reach the higher goal. This is what yesterday we saw. Now comes another very beautiful prasanga. Having completed the yajna successfully, Rishi Vishwamitra ji wants to take Ramchandra ji and Lakshman ji elsewhere. You will read the balance of that Chaupai, 210th Chaupai, from where we had stopped yesterday. From there we will start. Tabu Muni Sadara. From there, if you have a book, you can check that. We will read the remaining Chaupais of 210 and then proceed. तब मुनि सादर कहा बुझाई, चरित एक प्रभु देखिय जाई। धनुष यज्ञ सुनि रघुकुल नाथा, हर्षि चले मुनि बर के साथा। आश्रम एक दीख मग माही, खग मृग जीव जंतु तह नाही। पूछा मुनि सिला प्रभु देखी, सकल कथा मुनि कहा विशेषी। गौतम नारी श्राप बस, उपल देह धरि धीर। चरण कमल रज चाहती, कृपा करहु रघुबीर। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भई सब संतन की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। A very wonderful prasanga, very thought provoking. And today and tomorrow in our sessions, very, very important factors are being noticed, are being expounded, are being given to us for us to learn and modify our attitudes, modify our thought pattern, and beautifully expressed. And this is called Ahalya Shapa Vimochana Prasanga. We will see. Now that the yajna was over, all of them were delighting, and then they were all enjoying being in the ashram and in the presence of Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji and Lakshman ji. And slowly Vishwamitra ji came to Bhagavan. Tabu Muni Sadara Kaha Bujhai. Vishwamitra ji came near Ramchandra ji and very politely, Sadara Kaha. Sadara means very politely. Now here, there is a very beautiful presentation. When Tulsidas ji says, Sadara Kaha Bujhai, very politely, softly, with a very lowered voice, slowly he is addressing Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji, which means there is no serious problem. And there is something which is important. At the same time, he wants Bhagavan to listen carefully and respond. Whenever we want somebody to respond positively, then we always lower our voice, is it not? When we talk to our parents or to our teachers or to our boss, whoever, when we want some work to be done, we can say, oh, go and do this. Can I do that? Should we do this? Do this. Like that we can't, raise our voice and all. When we are at the receiving end, our volume always comes down. Now, here it is not that Vishwamitra ji is at the receiving end or something, but he wants something beautiful to happen. But if something beautiful has to happen, it has to be addressed accordingly. So, Sadarakaha, he very softly, politely goes to Ramchandra ji and asks and speaks to him. Prabhu, Prabhu means my Lord. Charita eka dekhiya jai. I would like you to accept. Let us go, and there is a very beautiful activity that is going to take place, a performance that is going to take place. I want you to come to that. But now see, look at the paristhiti of Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji. Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji have left Ayodhya and come walking along with Vishwamitraji, and so many days have passed. Right? And Ramchandraji, from this heart of hearts, is thinking about his father Dasharathji, who will be in trouble, who will be in pain, who will be wondering what happened, how long, when will my son come, when will Ramchandraji come. Father will be in utter, upset, disturbed, agitated. Not only father, of course mothers, all the three mothers will also be, all the three of them love Ramchandraji so much. And it is said, especially Kaikeyi. And they are also worried what happened. Of course, they have the confidence. What Vishwamitraji is there. Therefore, there is no problem. There is nothing which will happen to our sons. But at the same time, father, mothers, that love, that feeling of separation will definitely be there. Is it not? So they are worried. This Ramchandraji has understood. So Ramchandraji also doesn't want to delay going back, but at the same time, he cannot overrule the Acharya because father has ordered. Now he is your father, obey whatever he says. I cannot ask him, no, I want to go back. I cannot say that. Isn't it? Similarly, Ramchandraji cannot say that. Therefore, still, he puts up. Therefore, Vishwamitraji looks at it and presents it in a very beautiful way. He says, Dhanusha Jagya Suni Raghukulanatha. He says, there is one Dhanush Yajna. Putrakamishti Yajna, I can understand. So many Yajna, Yaga, etc. is there. All that we can understand. What is this new thing? Dhanush Yajna. I have never come across this before. But then the word Yajna delights Ramchandraji. Now, the purpose of coming with Vishwamitraji is for a Yajna. Yajna Rakshanartham. So, because Ramchandraji had a soft corner towards Yajna, the moment Vishwamitraji says Dhanush Yajna, Dhanush is not very important. That word Yajna delights Ramchandraji, and Harashi Chale Munibar ke Satha. Bhagavan said, sure, Yajna, of course, that is the purpose we have come here. Therefore, let us go. Prabhu Harishi Chale. Now, very interesting. Bhagavan Shri Ramchandraji gets, excited, we may say. Excited in the sense, not in the way you and I get. You and I get are foolish excitements. That is all not the excitement. It is Harishi Chale. Harishi is a word with full of delight, with full of enthusiasm, lot of encouragement, lot of energy. With that, when he goes, why does he go like that? Because dharma karyam. First is dharma karyam, and then deva karya, and then loka kalyana karyam. Dharma karyam, deva karyam, Loka Kalyana Karyam. If these three are there, Bhagavan Ramchandraji is excited and delighted. So here, Dhanusha Yajna, wherever the word Yajna comes, it is always for Loka Kalyana. Very often, in those days, now and all nothing or nothing of that kind much happens. I should not say nothing, much doesn't happen. Everything happens for only one's own personal, private accomplishments. But those days, Yajna means is always a very beautiful activity when the entire community, when the entire kingdom in fact will come together and participate. Tanu, Mana, Dhana, all the three they will bring and then participate. So Bhagavan Harashi Chale, Bhagavan went very happily with Munivara ke Satha, along with Munivara. When they went on the way, आश्रम एक दीख magamahi. There was one hermitage on the way. Very important. Maga means marga here. On the way, one hermitage, one ashrama was seen. Khagamriga jiva jantu tahinahi. There was nothing there. It was an ashram. It was a constructed ashram. Those days construction is not like how we do here now. Ashrama, a proper ashrama was there. And khaga, birds. Mriga, animals, beasts. Jiva, no life, no people living there. Jantu, no animals or tahanahi, nothing was there. Just an ashram was there. So Ramchandra was wondering, this looks like an ashram, but there is not even one fly, one bird, one animal, one jantu, one jeev, nobody. What kind of an ashram is this? Then he turned to Vishwamitraji. Pucha muni hi sila prabhu deki. He saw one big, huge boulder there. And he asked, hey Acharya, what is this? I see an ashram with no soul in it. And there's such a big stone right in the middle. What is this? Sakala katha muni kaha biseshi. Then Vishwamitraji narrated the entire story of the ashram. See, I will briefly tell the story. Most of you know the story, but for the sake of this, this great yajna which we have taken up, the Ramacharita-manas Katha yajna, we will go through it. Srishtikarta Brahma, one fine day was sitting, he was in a very pious mood, in a very beautiful mood. Whenever the mind is very beautiful, something beautiful has to come out. This is the way Brahmaji was always there. He was a creator. That creative mood and the beautiful, that particular sthiti, manasthiti, of Brahmaji made him create a very beautiful woman, taking her to be his daughter. Very beautiful. Brahmaji's exceptional creation. When you say Brahmaji's exceptional creation, look at the way beautifully this world is. If he has created this wonderful universe, what to talk of all his capacities and abilities coming into one form of a beautiful woman. And he called her Ahalya. Now, having created that woman, Brahmaji is always a person who goes around and all things like that for so many other things. Now she will be alone. Then what he did? He went to Gautama Maharshi and requested him, can you please take her in your ashram, since I am going around all the places, can she also stay here and she will be very helpful in all your yajna yagadi karma. She will be very supportive. She's a very nice person. She's been created by me with all my love, capacities, potential, everything I have brought it, and she was indeed marvelous, gorgeous in our way of expression. But Gautama Maharshi was a beautiful rishi. He was fully stuck to his discipline of dharma. Both of them were there, and having given her at the care of Gautama Muni, Brahmaji proceeded to his own karya. Days passed, and one day Gautama Maharshi, after his yajna yagadi karma, whatever sadhana, sandhya vandanadi ityadi, he finished, and one day he thought, she is such a beautiful woman, and she is so chaste, she is so good, she is so caring, and she is not impure. Her mind has got such pure thoughts and then pure devotion and everything, to find another girl like this may not be possible, almost impossible. Therefore, he probably thought, let me get married to her and she will be permanently here. And then he proposes it to Brahmaji. Brahmaji was so very happy and they both get married. Formally, they get married. After a marriage, a few time passed, and then one day Gautama Rishi goes near the Nadi and things like that for snana and ityadi, sandhyavandana ityadi karma. It's a peculiar thing. This Indra Devata, time and again we will find Indra Devata causing lot of trouble, but it always ends in very good, like Narada. Narada also is known to create some issue, but for a good end. Similarly, Indra Devata also, very many times you find a peculiar behavior of Indra Devata. But you and I will not understand. We in our own limited intellect, we are all doubting Thomas. We only doubt. Even Indra we doubt. But for whatever good or bad reasons, Indra thought this Gautama Maharshi is so, pure and disciplined in his dharma. Probably what if he, unseat my position? This is one thought. And second thought, he also gets attracted to Ahalya because of the beauty. So one day, for whatever right or wrong, as the fate would have it, when Gautama Rishi goes to the Nadi for Snana and Sandhyavandana, Indra Devata comes in the disguise of Gautama Muni. He takes the Rupa of Gautama Muni and, he does wrong. We may say we should not use that word wrong because there are so many versions to these small kathas, In some cases, they say he mesmerized Ahalya. Ahalya also, she could never think of somebody else in the Rupa of Gautama Muni. And it seems for a fraction of a moment, even Ahalya was carried away by this fake Gautama Muni, if we may say so. And when they come out of the ashram, that is when Gautama Muni also, the original Gautama Muni, comes and he sees his replica there. And Ahalya ji also sees two of them and she is heartbroken. And at that time, even this Indra Devata, he disappears out of his Maya Shakti, he disappears. But Gautama Muni, because he is a great tapasvi, he with his tapas Shakti understood what happened. So what he does, he curses Indra Devata also, and he also curses Ahalya. He says, if you have taken to such jada activity, you have to become jada only. I curse you. Karke. There are so many versions. You have Valmiki Ramayana, you have Tulsi Ramayana, you have Kamba Ramayana, you have Ramayanam Rajaji in Tamil Bhasha, so many Adhyatma Ramayana, both in Sanskrit and in Malayalam. We saw all this in our introductory note. Each one of them give their version of this particular episode. One of the commentators says, he went inside, but by the time he goes inside, because of the chastity of Ahalya, she recognizes something is wrong, and by the time she could, get away with it, Gautama Muni came, and then he also, this Indra Devata also realizes that she has come to know, and he also comes out. So nothing has actually happened inside. By the time they were coming out, this Gautama Rishi came. Like that, so many versions are there. We will take a positive version. Right? So nothing might have happened there, but because of the fact that they both came from inside the ashram, outside, while this Gautama Muni came, he gave shapa to both of them. And even in that there are certain versions. Some versions say Ahalya was cursed to become a rock. She became a rock. This is one version. There is another version which says Ahalya was, put into that rock. And Gautama Maharishi says, you sit there and meditate for Papa Vimochana. Then probably she asks for Shapa Vimochanam. He says, in one particular yuga, Ramchandraji will come when his feet's dust comes in contact with this rock, then your Shapa will get parihara. And from long years it is said, known duration is mentioned, she was in the rock meditating upon Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji. So in the rock, she was there. Right? This is one version. Another version, as I said, she herself became a rock. That is not widely accepted. She was in the rock thinking of Bhagavan Ramchandraji's arrival. Third point. Who is Ahalya? First of all, Ahalya is a tapasvi stri. She herself is a tapasvi now. And secondly, she is also a tapasvi nari. She is also the wife of a great tapasvi. How can Ramchandraji touch her with his feet? So Ramchandraji cannot touch a tapasvi nari. Hand or foot, whatever, he cannot touch her. And Ramchandraji also would not put his leg on the stone. Both are not possible. Therefore, the version says that Ramchandraji wanted to go around the ashram to see why it is like that. When he came near the stone, because of the breeze, Ramchandraji's feet's dust blew away and touched the rock. And because, what did Gautama Maharishi say? The dust of the feet of Ramchandraji, when it comes in contact with the stone, you will get Shapa Vimochana. So when Ramchandraji was walking, the dust of the feet goes because of the breeze, contact with the breeze carries that dust and it touches the stone and she gets Shapa Vimochanam. Now this particular beautiful episode has got lot of thinking. One, because of the fact that she was a chaste lady and a very devoted lady to Gautama Maharishi, she has gained that Shakti. That Shakti is there to such stris who are very chaste and committed. Very, very beautiful Shakti comes to them. Now look at this. Vishwamitra ji brings Bhagavan towards Ahalya. Because she is a rock, she cannot go near Bhagavan. So, Vishwamitra ji, Vishwamitra meaning what? Rishi, who is a friend of the entire Vishwa, he understands that Ahalya ji is waiting for Ramchandraji's presence. Therefore, because she cannot come, as the fate would have it, Vishwamitra ji brings Bhagavan to Ahalya ji. This indicates if our bhakti, if our shraddha, if our vishwasa, if our nishtha towards Bhagavan is 100%, Bhagavan will find somebody to bring him there. A nimitta matram. So Vishwamitra ji brings Bhagavan himself to Ahalya ji. Very beautifully in this Tulsi Ramayana only, in the Sundarakanda, you will find one particular statement. Binu Hari Kripa milahi nahi santa. Binu Hari Kripa. Without Hari's Kripa, Santa Purusha you cannot get. Now see, Santa Purusha, when Santa Kripa is there, then Santa will lead us to Hari and Hari Kripa. Now look at that beautiful loop. Santa Kripa leads to Hari Kripa. Hari Kripa leads to Santa Kripa. Think. So beautiful. And in this way, when Vishwamitra ji brings Ramchandra ji, we have seen very many Viryam in Ramchandra ji. And we have also discussed so many Viryam when we are discussing, isn't it? About Aishwarya. I hope you remember. Tyagavir, Danavir, etc., etc. A lot of Virata is there. Ranavir is there. And here Bhagavan is called as Dayavir, the one who is so compassionate. Beautifully blesses Ahalyaji. Now, Gautamanari Shapa Basa. The Doha, 210th Doha says, Gautamanari, the wife of Gautama Maharishi, Upaladeha Dhari Dhira. Now, a very beautiful word here. Having assumed the form of Upala. Upala means rock, stone. At the same time, the word Dhira has been used. The Dhira Shabda indicates that she is a very chaste, pure woman, but because of the Shapa, she assumed the form of the stone. But as I said earlier, another version says she was in the stone. Okay. Charana Kamala Raja Chahati. Charana Kamala Raja Chahati. She was asking, waiting, longing for that Charana Kamala Raja. Raja means what? Dust. Even in our Hanuman Chalisa we say, Shri Guru Charana Charoja Raja Nijaman Mukuru Sudhari Baranau Raghubara Bimala Jasu Jodaya Kupalachari. Shri Guru Charana Raja. Raja means dust. With the dust of the feet of the Guru, I clean my Nijamana Mukuru Sudhari. I clean the mirror of my mind. Similarly, with the Charana Kamala Raja Chahati, she wants only the dust of Bhagavan's Ramchandra ji's feet. Kripa karahu Raghubira. Vishwamitra ji says, Kripa karu, hey Raghubira, please give her the dust of your feet so that she can come out of her shapa. With that, he has also proved himself to be Dayavir. Now, with this, Ahalyaji has already gained Santa Kripa. Vishwamitraji's Kripa is there, therefore she has gained Santa Kripa. Now, when you say Binu Hari Kripa Milahi Nahi Santa, that means Hari Kripa must have been there, therefore she got Santa Kripa. And through Santa Kripa, Bhagavan himself had come, Hari himself had come to her. Therefore, she got both Santa Kripa as well as Hari Kripa. You know, this is the benefit, this is the result, this is the blessing of being sincere in our own dharma. So Ahalya is definitely a very chaste woman. That is why it is said, when the fake Gautama Muni went with her inside, in a very few moments she understood and she retaliated, and then immediately both of them came out. This is the Katha, it is said. Now Ahalyaji has got both the Kripa. Bhagavan, as I said, cannot touch her, therefore Tapasvi is 3, therefore his dust went and touched and Shapa Vimochana takes place. Meaning, having come out of that Shapa, gaining her Nija Swarupa. What is Nija Swarupa here? Ahalya Rupa. Having gained that, now she is overwhelmed with the joy, with that love towards Bhagavan, with that devotion towards Bhagavan, with that, Sharanagati, surrender at the feet of the Bhagavan. And then there's a beautiful Ahalya Stuti. And that Stuti we will only chant for today. Very beautiful Stuti. And then we will conclude the series tomorrow by understanding the Stuti. It is a very, it's another beautiful tune, okay. Parasat pad pavan sokan savan pragata bhayi tapa punja sahi देखत रघुनायक जन सुखदायक सनमुख होई कर जोरी रही अति प्रेम आधीरा पुलक शरीरा मुख नहीं आवई बचन कही अतिशय बढ़बागी चरण निलागी जुगल नयन जल धार वही धीरज मन कीन्हा प्रभु कहु चीन्हा रघुपति कृपा भगति पाई अति निर्मल बानी स्तुति ठानी ज्ञान गम्य जय रघुराई मैं नारी अपावन प्रभु जग पावन रावण रिपुजन सुखदाई राजीव बिलोचन भव भय मोचन पाहि पाहि शरणहि आई मुनि श्राप जो दीन्हा अति भल कीन्हा परम अनुग्रह मैं माना देखे उभरी लोचन हरि भव मोचन इह लाभ शंकर जाना बिनती प्रभु मोरी मैं मति भोरी नाथन मागऊं बर आना पद कमल परागार अनुरागा मम मन मधुप करे पाना जेहि पद सुर सरिता परम पुनीता प्रगट भई शिव शीस धरी सोई पद पंकज जेहि पूजत अज मम सिर धरे कृपाल हरि एहि भांति सिधारी गौतम नारी बार बार हरि चरण परी जो अति मन भावा सो बरु पावा गए पति लोक आनंद भरी गए पति लोक आनंद भरी अस प्रभु दीन बंधु हरि कारण रहित दयाल तुलसीदास सठते ही बजू चाढ़ी कपट जंजाल सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम।